Alright, welcome back to another episode of Game Crafters, where today we're going to be working on spreading some of these braziers around this plateau here. The one area that's not meant to look like a mountains, but, has some mountain-esque appearance to it, I suppose you would call it. So yes, if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like and subscribe for more. So, I meant to grab a little something real quick. I think I could do this pretty quickly if I just went to here, go to game, hide the fade transition real quick, or not. I have no freaking clue where the hell the thing is here, unless it's just not going to show. We could just do this and have it showcase a thing for me. I'm gonna go on ahead and take a quick picture of the... Alright, isn't all the question marks right now? So this is just pointless for me to do. Well, it's too late. I was gonna say I was gonna go look and see where all the things are at, but yep, it's all question marks. Cool. Well, I suppose I don't need to worry about that. I don't even know where I am at in the grand scheme of things here. Also, I don't even know what... Hold on. Back up. Yeah, just back up from before all that, so anything that was messed with that doesn't get messed with any further. Why is this... Huh, I guess we did that for some reason. I don't recall. It doesn't matter. Let's just go back to here and we'll wing it. Why not? I mean, it doesn't really matter that much. Having a general idea of where all of these go make the most sense. But figuring out which brazier goes to which is the real trick here. The tricky question. Of which we've got to ask ourselves. Yeah, because right now we don't really fully know what all of those are, and this is all going to get adjusted as we go about doing things. So what we're going to do is simple. We got the main path here, which if I remember correctly, the main zones is supposed to be the number of which the things are. So like zone 4 is zone 4A, zone 5 is zone 4B, and so on until we get to the end, and then we do the optional zones, I think on the A path first. I'm not sure. I also don't know if like this zone and the zone over here will be like its own number. I mean, we can make adjustments as we see fit because some of these will not really be shown for obvious reasons. Because of the whole, not really a part of the skull lever quest line. I mean, this is its own skull lever quest, but you're not going to see it anywhere within the, the confines of, you're not going to see it because it's not a part of this quest. You have to pull all of the skull levers in order to get to it is what I'm trying to say here. And it makes sense, right? Of course it makes sense. Why wouldn't it make sense? All right, so let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4A, 4B, 5A, 5B, 6A, 6B, 7A, 7B. Make sure I'm on the right path. 8A, 8B. Yeah. And then we have straight up 9. And then 9A, or 10A, and then 10B. Assuming I didn't miss numbers. This is going to be the hard part. Matter of fact, what we should then probably, we should have done here is this, because we also got to name these. So you would be 4A. Yep. I mean, it does make it easier if I name them. So that way I could just find what number the braziers need to be, and then once we've gotten that number, that's pretty much good, right? I'd say this makes the most sense. Though the thing I have no clue about is how would I even go about naming the side zones? Like, for example, the first side zone you will most likely come across is going to be either the hidden jungles or the tar pits. I think the tar pits is the most likely one because you go over to here, you solve a quick little puzzle here, you go up here, pull this lever, and it opens this gate. I don't know if I set the, what do you call it up for that yet, but I think that's something we plan on doing later. Like, the whole point of that is to show you that, oh, another path I can go down. Well, why don't I go and check it out, explore it? Sure, why not? So then you go and explore it, and you find a new zone and a potential to get the first voice log. Though it's not like you can get to the optional zones as easily as you could get to the mandatory zones. Oops. I mean, it makes sense, right? You're not going to be able to get to the optional zones that easily. I think the only optional zone you can get to easily is the one in the abandoned laboratories. Whoops. And even then, I don't know what those levels are going to be like. It might be a bit of a challenge. You might see a path going upwards and think, oh, I should probably go up instead. Or your adventurous side might kick in and you're like, oh, let's go see what's on that side and whatnot. And all of these... wait, hold on. Which one is which? God fucking... I gotta... I'm not do the thing that I am mistakenly doing. So that gets you up to here, which means you need to be 17. Right there, that's 17 zones, a part of like the main pathway, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Do we have something like that, or is that all still set? I mean, I could look it up, but also I don't really need to look it up, but I also kind of want to look it up. I just got to remember which script that was. It would have to be like the menu script, right? Probably not. Camera, main menu, would be in MISC. World map. Yeah, right, that's all set as none. But I'll open it up just in case. If I don't see the thing I need, I'll close it, go back to the world map, and see what I placed there. But other than that, I think all this did was just set up all of the things. Oh yeah, the one thing we haven't... I'm fine. The one thing we haven't set up yet is Zone 3's stuff here. I'll have to remember to do that once I finish Zone 3. But as it stands, I don't think I have all of the names here, do I? Mountain Crossroads, of course. Oh, I do have the names. Well, that's good to know. So yeah, the Ruined Forest, Icy Peaks, Poisoned Factory. I don't think it had anything else here. Like, as far as, like, also let me make sure everything's recording properly, and it does seem to be. Okay, hold on, let me count this. There's a lot here. High Cliffs, Grasslands, Mountainous Crossroads, 4A for Ruined Forest, Icy Peaks for 4B, Poison Factory, Treetop Slicks. Oh, shish. Okay, well, that's good to know. That's all in columns. I said 7, right? 1, 2, 3, Ruined, Icy, yeah. Deep Ocean, Desert Mines, Ravine Climb, Lava Canyon, Radiated Wastelands, Abandoned Laboratory, Illusion Plateau. So far, so good. I mean, if this is the order we're going in, then we might as well, right? Ashlands, 15, Ember Foundry, 16, and Volcanic Lair, 17. Perfect. After that is the one with the levers, the one with the area there. So 20 is where we need to go for tar pits then, I see. All right, that's good to know. This one's going to be interesting. I guess it would make a lot of sense to have the tar pits thing be down here, but now we know it's 20. 18 and 19, we skip that, and 20. Well, TP. I think that's how I did that, right? I had to have done it like that. Did I put abbreviations here preemptively, or is that something I did for something else? Yeah, nope. Zone TPLZ. I don't even know where the hell that is in all of this. It would have to be something for up here, right? It's just I haven't set that up yet, have I? Or is it this? Oh, nope. Here it is. Huh. I guess that's how I did that. It's been so long. I'm still annoyed that I just cannot get my ass into gear when it comes to getting stuff done with. I have yet to make progress on Terraria Nukem Edition. And on top of that, I still have to worry about Nova Guardians. God, I just time. Not really time, it's just my inability to get to work on that when I'm so rushed. No, stop that. When I'm so rushed into getting other things finished too. It's fine. We still have time. We're 30. We still got life left in us yet. Probably not that much with the way things are going in the world right now, but we'll truck on like we always have been. All right, so that's the snake tunnels. This is gonna be a bitch and a half. Yep, there it goes. There it goes, being the bitch and a half that it's being with all that set up. Snake tunnels. Okay. So I have a plan on how I want to go about doing this. This is all set up in a very particular motion, right? So column 4 is next. Unless this is like set up in a way where it's like the middle is first. Nope, hidden jungles and then the gemstone hovel. That one will be next. Do that. Bring it over. I imagine you will probably be up here, right? I mean, where else would you be? You've got a whole row of braziers here. So you have the hidden jungle, which should be 22. And then you have... Hold up. What are you doing? There we go. Wait, hold on. What? Where are we? You're doing the stupidest what you're fucking doing. Oh, wait, you're too far out. Wait, then where the hell are you? Oh, wait, no, that's fine. It's fine, everything is okay. The hidden jungles, then the gemstone hovel. Yeah. Next up is the frozen tops. Now, this one's going to be interesting. I guess technically that's a part of this here, though I don't know why it's in the direction that it's in, but that's fine. I was about to say, please tell me I duplicated it without moving it. I'm so used to duplicating it while moving it that I do that on instinct. Kind of a detriment when you want to try to be more organized in the layer department. When you don't need to be organized, it's A-okay, but when you do need to be organized, then yeah, that's where the problems reside. You almost went down the wrong throat, you son of a bitch. I felt it peeking inside of there. Still somewhat in, but we're fine. All right, the flooded caves. Okay, flooded caves. Here we are. As I recover from that nonsense. Sorry. 25. I don't know why I was thinking, oh, this is going to be such a pain in the ass. It's not that big of a pain in the ass. Though I would say having to constantly move this back and forth for this specifically would be a pain. Okay, I think I can figure out where this is going to go. I'd say these kind of work in relations to the direction the island kind of takes place in. Like, it's obviously not one for one. Clearly. I didn't really want it to be one for one. I kind of wanted it to be like an area full of braziers, but they're in a particular order that makes sense for the zones that they are next to. Sandy Pyramids, I think it was called. Yep, and then we have the barren fields, followed by the dead-end beach. I guess that makes sense, because in the order this is going in, like, the hidden jungle and the gemstone hovels are together. Meanwhile, we got the frozen tops, which is by itself, I think. The snake tunnels, which is by itself. The frozen tops, which is by itself. And then Zone 3 here being next to the Zone 3 brazier makes the most sense as well. And this being closer to down here makes sense too. This, I think I have an idea on what I want to do. I like Rocky Crags and then the Sky Sanctuary, was it called? No, it wasn't called that. I don't remember what it was called, but it's somewhere on the lines of that. Not entirely specific, because I think Sky Sanctuary is already taken in terms of level names. BF, Barren Fields. And then the Dead End Beach. That brazier being next to, but not completely next to, the volcanic layers makes sense for the ideal way you would go about reaching that zone. Was that named on anything specifically? Nope, just DB. Most people think, oh, a shortcut, I'm going to get to the end quickly, but then, nope. Okay, this one's going to be interesting. So, shipped seas. Everything's in order, right? Yeah, I'm not sure how this is going to go. I mean, I guess I could see this entire row here being used for that, but also, because the idea here is to just have a nice line of braziers. 29. Unless I change the number already. It should be 29. Yep. Yeah, shipped seas, followed by the secret facility. Oh, that's a good question. Where would that be placed? I'm not sure. Hold on. Where is... It wouldn't make sense. I mean, I guess we could put it like right around here-ish. Somewhere around here, I suppose. Yeah, it's not really conflicting with anything. It is staying on top of the thing. And it works. You know what? If it works, it works. Alright, SF, secret facility. I don't recall if I had any 3-lettered ones. Okay, Toxic Shore and Fallout Island Train. That one's a pretty simple one. For obvious reasons. No. God damn it, man. Fucking. Letting go of control too early. It's fine. 31. Good old Toxic Shore. Yeah, Toxic Shores and Fallout Island. That should at least be on top of everything. Maybe slightly over the edge, but not by like too much. Though that one doesn't matter too much, so I suppose it's fine. Fallout Island. Look at all these braziers. Alright, and then we have the last two. Rocky Crags. Oh, sorry, last 3. Necrotic Crypts. Well, Rocky Crags, I know where to put that. Necrotic Crypts, I have an idea. But the Rocky Crags and the Sky Sanctuary, or whatever the hell I call that, being here makes the most sense. I'm defaulting to Sky Sanctuary, even though I know damn well it's not called that. Sky Temple? Oh yeah, that's right, because we already had an ST. What was ST again? Snake Tunnels, right. Alright, Necrotic Crypts. Good. I was going to say right here, but I think keeping this along the lines of this would make sense. Hold on, let me see. No. Okay, no, that won't work. It doesn't work as well as that does. But I would say leaving a nice little flame thing here would work perfectly. Makes sense, right? A nice fire here right next to the thing. And I would say it is an important flame to get due to just how difficult a Necrotic Crypt would be. And I'm only saying it's difficult because it uses the clone mechanic. If you don't remember the clone mechanic, it's it might be a pain for people to get the hang of. But luckily it's optional. Sky Temple. And that should be everything. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, skipping 18 and 19 to go to 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Perfect. That's all the braziers set up, which is great because now we don't have to worry about that. All we gotta worry about is setting up the, for this. But for now, I'll just close that since we're done. I guess we're just gonna decorate. There's gonna be a lot more decorations that I need to do, but I should be trying to get a lot of the lesser decorations going here. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. With what I have currently, I'm going to start working on, not lesser decorations, the smaller decorations. Leave that open so we can go to that whenever. Zone decorations is where I want to go. I do think I should at least make a new tree for all of this. I mean, it makes sense, right? A new tree for all of this going on. Also, I should probably center myself around this so I don't move all over the place. How much time do I have? 35 minutes. What tree type do I not have? I got simple trees that I've used here, which makes sense to use here since it kind of blends into this. We can make another tall tree type. Yeah, that would work. Tall tree P2. This will do. Wait, no. There we go. We'll leave it here in the center for now, and then we'll move it. Because obviously it's not going to work in the center here. For obvious reasons. I don't know why I grabbed this one. Though I suppose it doesn't really matter, since you are going to be going where you need to go, which is here. Which right now, what we can do is set this up to be 17. Bring it up like so. Do I want it to be here? Let me bring in a regular tall tree to give myself an idea on what your size looks like. Oh god. The lag, it hurts. It's much more funnier if I notice it and then react to it being a painful experience. You don't know the pain of lag. Oof. Anyways, yeah, that should do. Perfect. Alright, now all I gotta do is just set this up in various branch-like ways. We'll make some various size adjustments as we see fit. Now I shall go on ahead, make this a 1, and make this a 7. It makes sense that these are supposed to be, I guess, close to leafless trees. But I don't know how well I can make this look with what we've got. Like, I probably need to add a lot more things to this to make it look more like a tree. I could definitely see a few things I can do. I just got to find it. Make this one 11, I suppose. How about this? Oh yeah, that works. But I'm gonna need these to be of varying smaller sizes, but still being big enough. So, hold on. Well, we can just work on the tree as we see fit, right? It also makes more sense for this to be out here like so. Oh yeah, that makes sense, right? For how limited we are and what we can do for like a tree with no leaves, this kind of works. I believe, at least. I'd like to think it works. But for now, we're just going to bit by bit work this tree out until eventually we get what we are looking for. I definitely feel like I can add a little bit more to this spot right here. And one of these here. Maybe make this, I don't know, 11. Bring it in a bit more and have this be like around here and here. I can get like a full view of this. Well, I reckon we could probably still add a bit of whites here and there, but I don't know where I would put it. Let me grab one of these real quick. I'm going to put this in here. Let me adjust your size as I see fit in the direction I want you to be in right now while I test this out. See, the idea here is to have many different tree types, to not use the same tree type across every single instance. Because yeah, that way when we get enough tree types made, we can like start spreading them out a bit more. How's that? Some sides got a little bit of leaves to it, but not too many. I reckon. I would say what would be easier is if I didn't have these mountains in the way. But I'm building this like such. No, don't do that. Did you? Some of you are probably going to need to be too. Now, again, I have no clue how this is going to turn out. This could end up looking like a jumbled mess, with bits of whites here and there to fill in the bits of blacks. Well, not bits of blacks. There's a lot of branches here just spread throughout the course of this tree. And for good reason. It makes sense that there would be this many branches here. Does that look like a 4? I mean, I guess this could still be a 4. That goes over to here, and this goes over to here to kind of fill in the slot like so. All it does is just add a tiny bit of depth to this tree of some kind. Not too much, though. We want to kind of make it look like a mostly leafless tree. Makes sense in the mountainous biome that this is. It would also make sense that we would probably see pine trees here more than we would see these types of, trees. Hell, the pine trees would make a lot more sense, since you could probably argue that there's a bunch of snow on it, even though we're not in a snow-based biome, though there is snow here and there. Nope, I would say what this is at its current point. It's like a mixture of tree branches with like very little leaves and whatnot surrounding it. It makes sense. In my head, it makes sense. Does it make sense to anyone else's head? Probably not. But that's okay. Yay. Yeah, how about a little bit of that? We want to go all the way. If that's the case, we could probably have this go more in this direction. Okay, is there anything else I can do here? I could place some of these on the top, which I guess works. It does add a bit more depth to the branches, but still makes it look like leafless. I'm sorry, sir, but it would appear that you are leafless. You'll never thrive within these lands full of trees with leaves. Alright, anyways, now that we have this piece, if I could just find where the hell this is laying, there. Oops, that's not what I wanted. That's also not what I wanted, but it's fine. Okay. And we could probably put one here. And interesting series of tree branches, to say the least. Not all of them has it, but most of them do. Whoops. I mean, if you were to look at this tree at face value, you would see a tree, and that's exactly how you would see it. A tree. I don't know why I'm treating this like a YouTube poop at this point. I'm just very tired. Alright, bring that to 0. It's unfortunate that I can't do that for all of them in fear of every single thing moving. Even though it shouldn't. But you can never be too sure. Oh yeah, look at that tree. We also got some bushes too. But I wonder if I should make another small bush prefab. How would I even make that look here? We'll give it a shot. Also, I need to remember that that doesn't automatically change. P2. Why not? I'm here, I can work on this, so why not? We could do something similar to what we did with that tree over there. Also, you should probably be more up here. That's not what I wanted. Or maybe it is, I don't know. Though I suppose having these kind of like this makes sense. I don't know how small those bushes actually are. But it go up. That's not what I wanted. But I suppose it doesn't matter too much. I guess we could do something like this, right? God, I wish I wasn't making these in the shadows. But it's fine. Alright, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, good. We'll do the same for this, but maybe not for all of them? Or maybe for all of them, I'm not sure. Nope. Well, definitely not for every single one of them. I can make like a pinwheel here. I like how I call this a small bush, even though if you were to see this and are the size of the player, this would not be small in the slightest. Also, oh, I did duplicate it. Yeah, this would not be small in the slightest. You would see this and just see a nice, big, tree-like bush in front of you. For the most part, that is what you see here. Small bush. But I guess in the grand scheme of the creation of this, this could look like a bush of some kind. Like we can shove it into the ground here. Or bring it up like so and rotate it 90 degrees this way to have them be slightly different. I should also make sure that navigation is not being impeded. Technically, it's not. You're just walking past the bushes, really. Hell, we can even, if I can hide this real quick, put a nice small bush right over here. Even though, again, same thing, slightly smaller than that, still a massive behemoth of a bush. But that's fine. At least I made some new structures. Well, not structures. Trees is more like it. Let's move this 180. 180 and somewhat line it across the mountain here. But this one could be 270. Oops. Okay, I somehow only selected one block from that mistake, but it's fine. Look at this tree growing up into the mountains. Lucky for you, that works, and it doesn't exactly matter too much because nobody can see that back end anyways. Nor would anybody think anything other than it just being a nice, normal, what do you call it? Mountains with some rocks and bushes. I don't got a lot of foliage type here. Though it's not like we really need much in the way of foliage, though I suppose we can have like some bits of grass here to kind of showcase this area being grassy. Not too much grass now, need I mind you. Though I suppose having nice grass lined up against here would look nice and good. 90. But not too much now because we don't want to accidentally get the tree, the arrow stuck in anything. Look at this area you'll have to walk through. A nice foliage going into a more rocky mountainous region. I guess it kind of makes sense, right? Some are rocky, but most are, filled with foliage. We could put some nice round rocks here. I should try to come up with more smaller rock types for this area. How much time do I have left? 17 minutes. I could. What kind of rock would I want to make, though? Another round rock? Even though that one's not round. I guess it's more like oval shaped. If I were to make it, we should put it somewhere else so that area is not too oversaturated like this area is. Though I suppose I could prop up. Nah, we can maybe do this. It works. Make it at least look a little bit open. And maybe let's try to move this tree a bit more over in this direction so it doesn't completely take over most of this spot here. If I were to make another round rock, I would say it should be here. Round rock P2. Bring it up. Right here. I don't think the direction really matters. That's an O. That's an O again. I want a 0, you fool. Plus, I don't even know if this is exactly what we're going to be using first. We should be using this first. It's not like what we were doing before. So, what does this round rock look like right now? It looks like a 5x4 with some round-looking aspects to it. Okay, that's fine. I'll make it 3 starting off in the middle. And then I'll have 2 off in this direction. And this direction. Wait. Why don't I just do this? And 2 for this. And then we can wrap this around. have this one be 2 in that direction. That's not what I wanted to do. This one can also be 2 in this direction, but this one can be 3. So then you basically fill up the slot here. You go up here. And you can go on ahead and do a thing here. Now, is this a round rock? Debatable. Maybe if I place that here instead and place this here and this here, and you've got another round rock. I don't know how vastly different it is, even though I know it's different. I can't tell you the specifics. It's flatter. It definitely is flatter. That much is for certain. I mean, we could put one side by side. It works for us trying to make this part of the landscape look a bit more rocky. I'll do it at 270 so it's different from what we have up there. Oh yeah, that is definitely different. Now where do I want you to be? Here, and maybe more over here. With a nice little spike rock here. Maybe facing in this direction. And maybe going into this by 1. I could probably move you guys back by 1 here. That's fine. Okay, great. I suppose I can put more tall trees here. I mean, there's no reason not to. It's empty space that could be filled with trees. Of both types. I mean, we're still in the area where this tree type is still obviously growing. There's no reason for 2 tree types not to exist in the same area. I mean, look at real life. Look at Minecraft. The easiest and simplest example I can give you is just look at Minecraft. There's forests with oak and birch. I imagine we can have this type of tree, whatever the hell that would be, and this type of tree, whatever the hell that would be, in the same area. Only for like this beginning section. But then we have this type of tree with the pine tree. At least I know that's a pine tree. I'm really decorating this area extensively. But that's just mainly because I'm trying to start from the beginning and decorate from the top. I don't know if I did much decoration here. Like, there isn't really that much reason to decorate. Well, ideally that can't be seen, but if I need to, I can bring in that one landscape over. You can't see that, right? Camera gets stopped here, you only would really see like the edge of that, and then that's it. I mean, this is just here to kind of give us an idea of where the second zone ended before we got into the third zone. So, yeah. And we got some mountains here. I argued we could probably put a nice mountain spike here. Yeah, Spike Mountain. That works. Maybe not here. Maybe like right here. Well, maybe not here. Maybe like right here. Makes sense. This is supposed to look more mountainous. Mountains with trees. Don't forget, trees. Mountains do still have trees, so it's not like we can't make these filled with trees. And we have enough, I would say, we have enough mountain pieces at least to satisfy me for the time being. Will I be fully satisfied? I have no clue. But for now, I think we can probably just start focusing on decorating the landscape rather than trying to find more things to place or to make. That's not where I want you to go, you jackhole. We also gotta remember to not fully take up the view of the arrow. We gotta go here and we gotta know that there's an arrow here. Oh yeah, are you in the way? You might not be in the way. I think I already tested that, didn't I? Yeah, no, you're not in the way. It's 2 down and 1 up is the thing for the locks in this position. For the most part. So yeah, that shouldn't be in the way. You should still be able to see the arrow. You should still be able to see the arrow here. We see the locks, but we don't see the arrows until we actually get to the thing, and then we see the arrows. Like, of course you're not going to see the arrows here very much. Why would you be seeing the arrows? This is all supposed to be locked by default. If it's not locked by default, then there's a good chance that if something messed up or bugs out, the arrow will be showing and then you can just skip the level and not play it. And we don't want people to skip levels. Unless there are certain aspects to the level that technically skips it because the secret finish technically doesn't finish the level, only allows you access into the next area, which then you can technically, by that point, skip the level. The level isn't considered completed at that point, and you can't progress the main path that you're technically meant to progress into. Which is fine, that's kind of somewhat the point. You shouldn't be able to progress into the next level of the main path since, you know, you didn't complete the level the way it is, I wouldn't say intended to be completed. You didn't complete the level on the main path. You completed it on the secret path to unlock a secret path. Makes the most sense. I don't know. I'm tired. As per usual. My go-to. Tired. Alright, I could probably justify putting some of the other trees here since this is still close enough to this particular region where that would be allowed. I could do whatever I want. I just want to be a bit more, you know, I want the zones to be a bit unique with the set pieces that we've given it. Some can share set pieces with others. Others will not have that same luxury. Ideally, we should always make a new thing for each zone we make. Like, for example, we're not really planning on putting any more of these smaller trees in this area, at least. The Ruined Forest would probably have more of these, and maybe another one of these types, but none of these, unless these are in the beginning. I do say these do mess with my eyes a little bit. At least these, you can tell they look like trees. But my god, this up against a mountainous background is so confuzzling. It's a pixelated tree. I mean, that's how I built it, and that's how it's gonna stay. We have odd design decisions, but making everything black and white with only, like, key pieces of the element being colored is kind of the, I guess, theme I'm sticking with here. if you could call it a theme. I mean, I'm sticking with it. I've no reason not to. I could definitely put this somewhere around here. I like it though. It's simple, it's unique. Might give some people a headache, but hey. This is the way I'm building it. I don't know any other way to build it that would keep with the thematic nature of the entirety of this game without getting rid of it. You get rid of what's unique and then, well, it's not unique anymore. Now, whether or not I want mountains here, though, I mean, it makes sense, right? Mountains here obviously would make the most sense. Wait, hold on. Where is this in relation to everything? Yeah, no, so I should probably go to here then. Put a nice long curved mountain. But not put it over here. Line it up with this regardless, but we're going to change it. Hold on, it lagged. I think it lagged. Oh, pain. Oh, suffering. Oh, agonized. Agonization. Ooh, off. Oof. Owie. My bones and such. Ugh. I think. I don't know. Imagine nothing happens and here I am freaking out over nothing. Oof. Still. Ah. Oh, the pain of nothing. Ooh. Mmm. Alright, now that we've finished Doomslayer noising it up for that last bit, even though we only did it once, it appears this mountain's probably not going to fit. I don't know, we could do something like this still. As long as it's on the ground or whatever. On the ground, placed inside. Shouldn't matter since this is inside of that. It'll matter if I go one more step forward, though, so let's try to avoid that. Which long mountain did I use? I think I used 2, which is supposed to be the shorter version. So now we should use 1. Wait. Here. We should use 1 here. Also, how much time is left? Oh, we literally only have like 2 minutes left. Huh. I wasn't planning on fully going the hour, but I mean, good for me, I suppose. Nothing's Z-planing, so it works. Now I just need a shorter long mountain, unless we want to do a curved mountain here. Real quick. I don't know what this is going to end up as. Well, I mean, if that doesn't fit, I could just move this back here real quick. Add in a nice spike mountain. And then connect the 2 together. Should it mostly be closer to here, is the question? I mean, it works. Though I suppose I could do that. Connect this closer to here. How much time's left? 15 seconds. All right, I'll just delete that timer and then I will finish at least this section up real quick. Oh, wait. Where is that? I'm starting to think I should probably put this on here instead. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, give me the spike mountains. I'm just going to finish this part up right here and make sure everything's recording properly. Even though it's at the end of the episode, so it doesn't really matter. I would hope nothing messed up because I don't want to have to record a whole new episode. That would suck if I had to do that. But it seems to be fine. Except for that. Except for that. Except for this. God damn it, man. I thought I had something. It doesn't really matter. Maybe we don't need that. But is there any way I could make this work? Like a nice... Okay, I thought I grabbed something I didn't want to grab, but no, we're fine. Is there any place here that would allow me to plop this down right here? Wait, seriously? No joke? Ooh. At least no issues that I can see. This seems like it works perfectly. All right, look at that. The mountain tops that were once flat are now starting to look a bit more like this. Spiky mess. Of course, this doesn't look like an actual mountain, but that's fine. I feel like the simplistic nature of these mountains is just a nice little niche thing to have. It's a mess, but it's my mess. At least we got the braziers all set up. We can start decorating this area as soon as we're done with this section here. Because I think the idea here is to work on this section a little bit, decorate it as much as we can, within reason. And then try to do some stuff over here a little bit, because I think there's there's a gate here we gotta place at some point. Then we'll move over to here, decorate this entire section, move over to here, and decorate this entire section, and decorate this entire section, and that would be it. There's a lot of work to get done with, and a lot of stuff to try to get done with off camera for other things, which is not going to be on camera regardless. So anyways, thank you all for watching. I am tired and I want to stop talking. So thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like, subscribe for more, check out that there playlist, and of course, today's episode of Game Crowders right over here, and the most recent episode of Subnautica right over here. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next episode. Later.